The message is we are in this together. You're not alone, as we proved that in Gilbert. We had 2,500 people showed up. The reactions that we had this time compared to 4 years ago was almost night and day.
Welcome back to the Around the Districts podcast. I'm Gabrielle Mazar.
I'm Nicole Brown.
And we have AJ Kurdoglu back here with Chandler Indivisible. We're talking about the No Kings protest. And I want to get into how the No Kings protest focuses on executive overreach and how you think that plays a role.
Well, the important part on this one, the way since day one, Trump approached governing and how he actually come with the idea of Project 2025. They had their game plan ready, and it took our country as a storm. When you think about it, what's the issues that we dealt with, that we felt outrage? It's impossible to comprehend sometimes. Since 1 year. And the idea, of course, out there is to pressure the communities to nation actually with their orders with that speed so that we cannot show and organize resistance to that. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, a resistance that is that has a style, that has moving strategically, to slow down and to change this administration and protect our, as I said earlier, our way of life.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you about how Project 2025 took us, by storm. No, we knew it was coming.
Yeah, we knew.
We knew it was coming.
No, yeah.
People did not believe that what was in black and white was going to happen. We need to call that out because it was not a surprise. They didn't say, oh, magically here's this big 900-page document, after Trump was elected. It was out there for the world to see. And everything they said is happening.
Yeah.
And if you look, you can see what's coming next. You just have to follow the plan.
Yeah,
but I just want to put that out there.
No, you're
like it didn't take us by storm.
Absolutely right on that. They had the book.
Yeah, they had
it was out there.
The book was out there.
The thing personally took me by surprise. I would say the intensity and the speed of it. They didn't waste
that's
a day. That was the part that I was in the level of OMG. What
happening? I will say though is that they were prepared for it, which is why there are instant lawsuits against it. So yes.
But when you say they, who are you talking? You said they were prepared.
The ACLU. Okay. So whoever, what's his name?
The folks who actually believe that Project 2025 was real. Okay.
So anytime they do any of these executive orders or any of, not funding things that are already allotted by Congress, the lawsuits are filed immediately. So a lot of the things that they said they were going to do in Project 2025 were planned to be immediately filed lawsuits against. And many of them have already been won. He's not winning. He's not winning. So the problem is damage is already done, which is unfortunate, but he's not winning any of these things. So yes, they sent out ICE. Sadly, people have died because of it. And, I think that it's mobilizing people. I think that there are the people that still support ICE and are like, well, ICE is doing a great job and they're deporting people. I know people who have been deported that are here legally, but were deported because they got a letter, said, come here for your appointment. They walked in the door, they were handcuffed and taken to Juarez. They're not legal citizens, but they are here legally. Been here 30 years. But I think it's mobilizing people. I don't think it's the right way to mobilize
that it's mobilizing people, but I wouldn't say he's not winning. Because take immigration, ICE. We don't agree with ICE, But so far, like they've said so many times they had to return people from that were deported that they haven't, or they returned them out and let them die. There were 2 people
Yeah.
that they let out in the just out
Yeah, that
far from their
the
homes.
blind
Yeah,
man they left
and then
in
they
front of a store
and then he in the
died.
cold and
Mhm.
he died.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that that's winning
right.
from their perspective, but I'm saying
Maybe it
it's
is.
it's in place
Yeah,
and it's working to their what they want for now,
right,
and it has mobilized people.
right.
So how did that have an impact on this No Kings rally? Was that the main driver of the No Kings rally?
The way I look at it, when you go to the protest, you organize 2,500 people, you look at the signs that people will bring out. And the cruelty of ICE, the cruelty against immigrant communities, it's one of the biggest factors that people are out. You ask, why people are out. That's one of the biggest one. And the war with Iran, it's one of the biggest one. Disrespecting or totally overlooking the Constitution, it's one of them. It's again, I would like to emphasize, it's protecting the rule of law and the way of life in our country. And we were discussing if he is winning or not. What I would like to bring it to this movement is that he will win when people feel exhausted and
And give up.
hopeless.
And give up.
And that is the part that we are trying to stop. And that's the importance of this movement out there. When you see 8 million people across the country come out and protest against this, saying that we're not okay with it, we're going to do whatever necessary, we'll be organized, we'll move strategically. That's the important part. We need to make sure that people still have hope,
Right.
joy in their life, and an idea, a plan that will change this, stop this administration.
And the
That is
most
the important
positive
part.
part is that it's continuing to grow. Even though
Yes.
it wasn't as big as we'd hoped, it's grew by 1 million people.
It is 1 million people. That's a big
A million,
number. And
right. It grew by 1 million people. And the last time you were on, we talked
Mhm.
about that number, that if, what is it, 3.5% of the population.
when in a society, in a country, 3.5% of the population, if they are consistently active, protesting, that changes the regime, that changes the system in that country. You don't need 100% of the people or 50% of the people being out there on the street, but you need 3.5% is enough that is out there moving strategically and actively.
And just because 8 million people were out protesting doesn't mean that 12 million people aren't working behind the scenes. Because there are people out there that can't get there, that can't
Absolutely.
be out there. Maybe you're elderly, maybe you're disabled, maybe you just had to work, maybe there's a lot of reasons that people couldn't be there that day specifically. So 8
And
million people is a lot of people,
That's true.
but
it's
there's a
a
lot
lot
of
of
reasons people can't, it's possible.
So this is the thing that also proved that this movement is successful. If you remember the first and second one, there was a lot of attacks from the administration trying to, how should I put it, put down this movement, calling it names, or they're going to be violent protesters and they've been funded for this and that. If you realize this time, they didn't even almost talk about it because they realized that this movement is legit, it is moving, it is growing, and they didn't want to even acknowledge that this is happening. To me, that's a big success. They cannot take onto it, and they just wishfully thinking that this will go away, but it's not. And the way, unfortunately, this administration, the way it's moving forward, there is no reason not to expect no Kings 4, no Kings 5, no Kings 6, unfortunately. But this movement is growing, and we are proud of it, federal and a national level, and also local level. Us here in future, what we're trying to do, create a community within this like-minded people for them to participate in this national protest, but also be active in local levels as well.
Yeah.
In Gilbert, in East Valley, or in any community actually that they live in.
I talk a lot to people, just at work and locally and friends, and I feel that people are talking about it a lot more. And I think because people feel the squeeze, people feel like things are more expensive, people feel like things are so inflammatory, that they're just kind of, over it. They're over all of this. And I never have really felt in my lifetime or in any administration that people have felt so reactive or active about being so political.
Right.
And I think what's interesting is that these movements, I think, really are motivating for people to be active. And I myself, I've always been political and interested in politics, but I never got involved until the last election. I never, I even switched from an independent to a Democrat to be more active because I feel so inclined to do something because of this. And I feel like other people are doing that as well. And I don't know if you're seeing that or if you're feeling that from people. But even just like seeing this, like seeing 3.5 million people, seeing 5 million people, seeing 8 million people, seeing, the amount of people getting involved and this growing number of people saying enough is enough, do you feel like this is going to continue to grow and actually create that change?
I do believe that it will, yes. And that's the constant continuous growth that we see from last year, which we started with the Hands Up protest, and coming here today, March 28, no Kings 3. Yes, it will. And again, seeing the not just core numbers, but the diversity of it. There are more locations, more communities that's participating to that in Arizona, across the country. So that's something. Neighborhoods that you're not expecting to see this movement take place. It does. And again, it's just making sure that those people doesn't feel alone.
Yeah.
And that's what we're
going to ask about
trying
community. I was really going to ask about community because I think growing up, we saw a lot of it takes a village, right? Type of concept to raise kids and things like. So you saw a lot of community, and I think that we've gotten so far away from that recently. Just wondering, like things like this No Kings Rally, bringing people back together to that community, looking out for their neighbors or helping people get there if they needed or whatever support they needed to, participate in a rally or an election that matters to them when it comes to democracy. So you got a lot of feedback from people, right? You guys send.
yes.
You guys send.
Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah. You guys send out surveys afterwards.
We
right?
do.
And so what kind of feedback did you get?
I have some great quotes out there. I'll be like the cool kids read from my phone. And it is heartwarming seeing all this stuff. For example, I see one here. First protest because I had enough, brought my 2 kids to show them it's important to stand up for what you believe.
I love that.
My wife and I were so happy to see the town of Gilbert, No Kings peaceful protest. The turnout was amazing. We were there to protest for our granddaughters' future and democracy. No Kings. There is this one I would like to read. This is also kind of sad. My daughter, a veteran, mother of 2 children, and a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport, who we adopted 35 years ago from an orphanage, at the age of 13 months, was illegally deported by ICE in December. And you ask why people are coming out because of these tragedies. They are trying to stop this. And it is whatever we need to do, we have to do it. And it is great to play a part in this movement. This kind of stuff, it shouldn't happen in our country.
I mean, this person was raised as a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
Although she adopted to a family that are American citizens, and then was deported to a country she's never probably lived in.
No, absolutely not. And we heard this kind of stories all around, the press and everything,
We hear about that. We hear about the people who stand up and lose their lives as a result. There were 3 people in just Minnesota alone, standing up for the rights of people against ICE.
And for what?
Yeah.
Human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans.
That's the part we shouldn't forget about it. Yeah.
Right.
Well, this is a nice one. I want to just read this one also.
I was like, let's hear the good one.
Yeah. It was awesome. Exactly. It was awesome. Made me hopeful. Took my 9-year-old daughter to her first one. The next one is me and my 10-year-old son attended to show our support. Thanks to No Kings for allowing us to have the opportunity to share our disappointment and discuss with the administration and be part of a community, which is important to me, together with each different perspective and different reasons for attending. It was an amazing experience for us. So this makes it worthwhile, hearing this kind of stuff from the community. It takes a lot. I'm not doing it. We are a leadership group of 4, and then we have another group of 7, 8 people that we really work a lot and put a lot of hours. But seeing this and seeing a community getting together, it's worthwhile, makes it worthwhile.
How does the Chandler Police Department handle? Are you getting good, feedback or support, or is are you guys working together and collaborating?
We do, yes. This one with Gilbert Police Department.
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
this one.
Chandler, but it's Gilbert.
We reached out and we had timing. They might have reached out even before we had a chance to, when we announced that we're going to do that. But the good news is it was very collaborative. They showed up in a peaceful manner, and people felt comfortable.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience. Before, on the preparation, during the event, and even after that, we had like a little debrief and changed that. Our team members, leadership member especially, Brandy Reese, took care of that part, and so it was good. It was good to see Police Department, Gilbert Police Department, working with us and protecting people's free speech rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, and that's a really positive sign that across the cities in Arizona, that the police departments are working together with the organizations to have a peaceful protest.
Yeah.
And so to me that's really encouraging. So,
and the peaceful part also is the most important aspect of it, especially on indivisible movement. That is our core principle that we believe in, that we preach, that we practice, and that's what we expect from everybody who is coming to our protest and work with us. And that makes it successful. Again, when we talked about the 3.5%, that is, the movement needs to be peaceful.
Yeah.
And that's what we are
see,
practicing.
Maybe some of those officers were part of that too, but they were there working.
Yes, of course. Absolutely, yeah.
So, the midterms are coming up.
They are. Few months left.
Yeah. So, how does, I like this question a lot, because I think this one is one we really need to talk about, because we're only months away from this midterm election. Yeah. So how does the Chandler Gilbert Indivisible plan to turn the No Kings energy into No Kings votes?
Locally, it comes down to, can we create a community within this group, all the people that comes to our protest, and can we keep them engaged, and can we keep them excited enough for them to become more active, not just come to the protest? Because the important part of it, again, with this movement, not just to have people being angry, but
Right.
people being active. That's the important part. That's what we're trying to accomplish. For local levels, or for the election, we are going to keep our members excited and informed about the elections. We are going to have some endorsement process for several races that falls into our group in Chandler, Gilbert. We're gonna get the information from the candidates and share those information with our members so that they can make an informed decision. We're gonna endorse some candidates again, and our members might choose to support them and go forward with their campaign if they want to. It is all about sharing the information and making sure that community knows who shares their value and who is among the candidates who are trying to get elected.
Yeah, I also think that it's more about the messaging, not who we are against, because really it's one person that's,
No.
and I don't need to say, you guys know who that one person.
Yeah.
But it's not that we're against that one person, but what are we for?
What are we for? And
That
why are
that
we
and
supporting these
yeah,
people?
and like
Yeah.
how is that going to better the community? And I think that's the bigger message moving forward into the midterms is local elections matter the most.
Yep.
I don't think
They
people
do.
realize that. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Because there's a direct impact on the individual voter at the local level. So, I mean, of course, whoever's going to be president impacts all of us, like you said earlier, two people impacting billions of lives. But I would say that to get that one person out, if we would had not had the people, some of the people in Congress that are there
Yeah.
supporting or
Yep.
complicit in what he is doing, then I think that is that the right word? Complicit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, did I say the right word? Because
Yep.
it's early. But if we have to think about who we're electing to these bigger elections, that the ones that are in Congress, because that they represent us.
Right.
They do, yeah.
They're supposed to, you know what I mean? And not one person or not a party. They represent the people.
Mhm.
And I think we have to get back to the people.
Yep.
And not the party
Exactly,
or
yeah.
organizations that are making billions of dollars and, are still ripping off the average.
The idea here
person.
is to find the people and support them, people that will try to make our communities, individuals' life better, provide peace and prosperity, and protect their rights. We are everyone, not just this organization or any. That should be the motto. Find those kind of candidates who are in it for the right reason, who wants to make our lives better, make our communities safer and prosper. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anyone in a red or purple suburb area, what would be your message to them?
The message is we are in this together. You're not alone, as we proved that in Gilbert. Within a quick preparation, we had 2,500 people showed up. And I want to mention this experience. I've been to Gilbert as a candidate, part of a parade 4 years ago. The reception or the reactions that we had this time compared to 4 years ago, it was almost night and day.
Yeah.
It was so much positive this time compared to it was 2022 when we did that. The reaction that we get, the hand gestures, the chants from the crowd, that was a tough day.
Yeah.
But today, the No Kings Day was much more uplifting.
Yeah.
And that's why we felt great. And again, that's the idea that We are everywhere, as one of the posters or flags that I saw out there. We have friends everywhere. And we need to make sure that people in every district, in every red or purple, they should remember that we are all in this together, and we want the same stuff. We want the prosperity and peace in our communities, and we will just keep working towards that idea.
So if anybody wants to participate in Chandler Gilbert Indivisible, or
Just
get
reach out.
information or reach out to you, how would they do that?
ChandlerGilbertIndivisible.com. That's it. So easy. You click it. We read those emails immediately. We have our newsletter. We're reaching out thousands of people with that. We're holding monthly meetings. We're holding social hours. We are extremely, how should I say it, horizontal, open to new people. And
you're on socials as well.
We are on socials, Instagram, Facebook. We have our chat groups. If you want information, if you want to connect with us, it's very easy. And we tell people, bring your own ideas as well. We are a small group on the leadership, but we need people to bring their energy and their ideas so we can accomplish more. We can reach more people every single day. That's
do
the
you
idea.
partner with or collaborate with like Tempe Indivisible?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
Indivisible organization, it's very unique in that one. You know how they started in 2016. It's basically it was a letter that couple of congressional staffers put together. How can we influence our elected officials? And movement grew from that. And they provide guidelines and the tools for local communities to organize and have a strategic plan, but they allow local organization, should we call them chapters maybe, to do however they see fit, adjusted to their communities. And yes, in Arizona also, different groups, the leadership, we got together, we share idea, we exchange ideas, and we create a strategy for our state. And we are in collaboration. We're trying to see what's working in Tempe. Can we duplicate that success in Gilbert? What's going on in Scottsdale? How they are successful, how they are reaching out. Everybody brings their own strength to it. I mean, no need to also create the wheel, as they say, again and again. If what you're doing out there in Tempe, it's working, that's great. We're going to duplicate that in Gilbert. Yeah, there is a beautiful, cohesive work out there behind the scenes.
I know we had Nancy Toposian on our podcast too, and I know she leads
is a great
Tempe
friend
group.
of mine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just wondering. I was like, I know you guys must come together at some point.
We do. Yeah. We keep weekly meetings with our group leaders. Exchanging ideas, as I said.
Yeah.
What happened? We celebrate success, like the No King's Day. Because that's the most important part. We should celebrate the success to keep hope alive. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Yay, great.
Very much so.
Work together.
Well, AJ, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you talking about this. We just hope that this continues to grow and grow and grow. We want to blast through that 3.5% and get to 10%, maybe. I know that's silly, but we love what you're doing, and everyone involved, especially Tempe Indivisible as well, and any other group that support these No Kings protests. But thank you so much for coming on the show. No, thank you. It was a pleasure, and it's very important. I want to thank to everybody who came out to our protest and supporting our work, and I invite every single one of them to join our ranks and work together for a better future. Yes. So thank you everyone for listening. We were here with AJ of Chandler Indivisible. Please share, like, comment, and follow. We'll share the links to Chandler Indivisible, and you can share, like, and follow him as well. Thank you so much for listening to the show, and we will see you next time.